In this lesson, I'm going to use what's called an array command. I'm going to array this board 45 times across the deck to represent the deck boards. That line will continuously run past our angled line. The next thing we'll learn is how to trim. For the array command, it's a modify command. In this vicinity, there's a lot of down triangles, meaning there's more items underneath each of those areas. Underneath modify, there's many more modify commands. The array is underneath this triangle here. I'm going to use what's called a rectangular array and use it to draw this line or get this line copied multiple times across to represent those deck boards. If I select rectangular array, my command line is asking me to select objects. I'm going to simply single left click on this line. My command line is going to continuously ask me to select objects until I hit the enter key. This is the only line I want to select for the array, so I'm going to select the enter key. You can see some items are beginning to form, and a new area pops up all about that array. If I left click and hold, I can drag out all these different items. If I click hold on the triangle, you can see I have now 184 items. I also have 3 rows. If I zoom out a little bit, I'll be able to see my next few rows. In this manner, I only want 1 row. So I'm going to clear out the 3 and type in 1. I'm going to jump over to the columns area. I'm going to type in 45. Since I only have 1 row, I don't need to worry about how many inches or feet are in between each row, since I only have 1. The columns, however, since I have 45 of them, between those columns, I want a spacing of 8. I do not have to represent inches. AutoCAD automatically represents inches when nothing's entered after it. Simply, I'm going to click up here just to show you that the inch symbol does pop up. And you can see now I have 45 from the line that I selected up to here. I don't want 46, or I'd have a line over the top of a line. To select this, I can hit close array or simply hit the enter key on the keyboard. These items are all 1. If I hover over any of those lines from the array and single left click, they're all 1. I'm going to close array if I wanted to modify it, if I missed one or didn't have enough. Select close array. I cannot trim these yet since it is all 1 object, so I'm going to have to break them up. Once again, in the modify area, I have another command I'd like to use called the explode. Currently, once again, if I single left click, all of them are 1. If I select explode, my command line is saying explode and select objects. I can select any one of those lines, single left click, and select the enter key, and they are all now broken up into single lines. To deselect those, I'm going to hit the escape key on my keyboard. I'm going to zoom up in this area here by using my wheel and zooming towards the screen or rolling towards the screen. And I'm going to trim these lines up to this line. Fortunately, AutoCAD knows when I hit the trim command and I select this side of this line that it's going to trim right up to that point. The trim command is found in the modify area. In this area here, there is a drop-down triangle and there's a little scissors, and it says trim right next to it. If I single left click on the trim, I can single left click on a line, and it deletes the line to the next object. In this case, it's an angled line. If I accidentally select one of the lines between that I kind of wanted to save, I can simply hit the letter U and hit the Enter key. Or I could use undo, or I could select Control Z. Since this line came back because I hit Control Z, and I'm still in the trim command, I can do what's called fencing. If I stay in the black screen area and I click and hold my left mouse button and I drag towards those lines, I can simply swipe out all those lines at one time. This is an efficient way to trim multiple objects in an area. To end the trim command, I simply can hit Escape on my keyboard. I'm going to double click on the wheel to bring up my full drawing. And I'm going to select my big red A as my file button, save as. And I'm going to once again save it on the desktop as landscape, save, and yes, because I did the work.